All right, guys, so we're just going to continue working on some problems. So, and the luxury of these two, they almost look like they're pretty close because the decimal's just kind of shifting in these two problems. So let's go ahead and just set it up. And I'm going to divide it by 52. So I know that if I were around this, I'm going to do 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. Okay. So I know that 52 can't go into 2 or 49 or 24. It's going to have to go into 249. And that's pretty close to 250. So I'm going to multiply 52 times 5 and see what I get. $260, too big, so now I've got to do 52 times 4 is 208. So I'm going to say that goes in 4 times minus 208, 1, 4. I'm going to bring down my 6. Okay, I'm going to bring up that decimal. So 416. So let's see here. I'm going to do 50. So I'm going to do 350, 400. 450, so I'm going to say 8 times. So let's do 52 times 8. Oh, goodness, so nice. Subtract 416 and I get 0. So I, of course, want to check my work. 4 and 8/10, and I want to multiply it by 52. It's 24. And then remember, it's in the tenths place value, so it does check. Now over here, guys, some of you guys might mentally be able to say, well, if I know the answer to this one, I should be able to do the answer to that one. You can. Oops, I did that backwards. But if it's something that you can't necessarily see, then what you can do is if I've got 52, I know that 52 goes into 249 4 times. Subtract that 208. Okay, I'm going to get that 41, bring down my 6. 52 goes into 416, 8 times minus 416 equals 0. Now here's the thing, guys. I've already done that 4 and 8/10 times 52. So now what I'm doing is that 48 hundredths times 52, that I know that my answer when I'm multiplying it just has to be in that hundredths place value. All right, so same thing down here, 309/10 divided by 59. I'm going to round that to 60, and I'm just going to go ahead and start counting so that I know where I want to start. That's the whole reason why you guys are doing this, is so that you guys know what can be a starting point, because you don't want to go 59 times 2, 59 times 3, or 59 times 9, and then 59 times 8, and then 59 times 7. You want to have a starting point, so that's kind of why you're counting this, so you know what would be a good starting point. So I see that 300 is right here. 59, I'm going to multiply that by 5. So let's see here, 59 times 5. Backwards. It's going to be 5, 4, that's going to be 295. So perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's 5, and I'm going to subtract 295. 3 is 2, 10, turns into 9, 10, so 5, bring down my 9. Oh my goodness, guys, look at that. I know that 59 goes in 59 one time. So my answer is 5 1/10 times 5 1/10. So let's see if that works. Okay, remember my answer is in tenths, so I need to make sure that my decimal point is in tenths, and it does match up. So guys, the same thing over here. Bring up that decimal. All I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be shifting it over, and I can use that same work that I've done over here to get 5, bring down my 9, and it goes in one time. And we know that it will check and that it will work, because if you do 51 hundredths times 59, your answer is still going to be that 3,009, but it's hundredths, which is 30 and 9 hundredths, so it would check. Alrighty, so doing just a few word problems, we've got this one and then 2 more to go. It says that the weight of 72 identical marbles is 183 and 6/10 grams. What is the weight of each marble? And it says to explain how we know that the decimal point of your quotient is placed reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to write this, and I'm going to divide it by 72. Okay, I know that 72 can't go into 18. It's going to have to go into that 183. So 72, if I do this 70, 140, 210, I'm going to do 2 first because that's probably going to be the closest. So I've got 4, 144. And if I think about it, if I even add another 70 onto this, guys, it's going to be way ahead. So I know it's going to be 2. I'm going to subtract that 144. 7, 13 minus 4 is 9, 7. So I know it worked because that was perfect with that. I'm going to bring down my 6. I'm going to bring up my decimal, guys. And the reason why is because whenever we're doing anything with our division, it's that decimal just goes straight on up. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this. Okay, so it looks like 35 might be my best guess, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do 72 times 5, 36, 360. Yep, probably not going to be able to add another one. So I'm going to put my 5 here. I'm going to subtract that 360. 3, add a 0, bring down my 0. And hey guys, look at that. I don't have to do any more work because I know that it goes in that much. And guys, the reason why I know my decimal is correct, because think about it. This is my number that I started off with. And look where it was. My decimal place is in that hundredths, 2 and 55 hundredths. Yes, I know I started off with this problem without that 0, but I had to add that 0 to help me. And so it did turn into this number. So I know that my decimal is correct because this is in the hundredths, and so is that answer.